WBCS, Breakfast with Dick and Ellen.
I guess everybody at some point when they were a kid collected baseball cards, I would imagine. We traded them back and forth, and I remember there was one player that nobody wanted to get. I mean, he was...
It was like the old maid.
Right, exactly, exactly. And his name was, well, he's fairly well known now, but his name was Whitey Herzog.
What was wrong with him?
He's the coach of the Cardinals, in fact. Well, Whitey was just not all that well known back then. And I remember he kept coming up time after time. We would go to the store and we would buy the bubble gum, and inevitably we would get a Whitey Herzog card. But he was a dog back then. Nobody wanted Whitey Herzog.
Breakfast with Dick and Ellen, time 5:41.
WBCS ticket, Ellen, time 5:44.
The San Antonio Stroll, that's Tanya Tucker. I got a nice note from Lori Long, remember, at the Samaritan Home up there in West Bend?
Sure do, yeah. Next time we go up there, the nurses are going to beat the doctors.
In basketball, of course.
Still a sore loser over that.
Rick Schrader has the morning report, followed by CBS News after Billy Swan.
WBCS ticket, Ellen, time 6:22.
That's Melissa Manchester with Midnight Blue.
Oh, right now it's time for us to take a look at the mail. Oh, Herb, we got a letter from Herb.
A letter from our listener.
Yes, well, many of you have followed the saga of Herb and Inga with us for many, many months now. Herb and Inga have been going together for over 3 years. Herb has been trying to get Inga to marry him, so far unsuccessfully. I just have a few words of wisdom for old Herb, who has been trying so long. Herb, if it doesn't work out with Inga, just remember this. 'Tis better to have been loved and tossed than have been loved and bossed.
Thanks a lot.
And now the WBCS Milwaukee Metro weather with staff meteorologist Tom Chisholm. Tom, what's the old Chisholm factor for today?
Well, not all that great today. Actually, we're going to give today a 5, and we'll give tomorrow a 6.
I'll have one final check of the rush hour before 8:40.
Thank you, Jan. Right now it's 8:20, and this afternoon with Art Roberts. He'll teach you how to play with your Reagan doll. I don't know. Also, another great injustice. And he'll take a look into your glove compartment between 3 and 7 on WBCS.
Middays with Mitch Morgan. WBCS, Merle Haggard. There's one for the working man. Yes. 10 minutes after 10 with Mitch Morgan here at WBCS. WBCS. Well, Ronnie McDowell's got those wandering eyes. It's okay, Ronnie. You can look, but don't touch. FM 103. WBCS 1023 with Mitch Morgan. Here's Joni Mitchell. WBCS, Johnny Duncan, Janie Fricke. Stranger 1034 with Mitch Morgan. It's time now for Another Hospital. The story of a doctor, a nurse, an accountant, and the Medicare fraud that made them wealthy. When we last left our story, Clara Sue was in a dilly of a dally with Mr. Barker, the town baker and part-time mortician. Unbeknownst to Father Perryfeather, at that very moment, Private Dolence was talking like a general. That is, he was generally speaking. WBCS, words to live by from the Wright Brothers. When you find her, keep her until something better comes along. Bill Betts, middays.
2:30 at WBCS with Bill Betts. Your friends are right here on FM 103. WBCS. Bill Betts on FM 103. Congratulating Gene Boyd of Milwaukee and Mary Bartelt of Menominee Falls, who both had WBCS written down to win double money from the Money Man last week. Got it turned up? Written down someplace? Good for you. WBCS. Bill Betts with Don Williams and Miracles on FM 103. It's 2:10. Should be a nice weekend weather-wise. We have the weather forecast coming up for you in a couple of minutes. And that's good news, really, because tomorrow is Straw Hat Day. Did you know that? On May 15th, that's the traditional day for people to switch from felt to straw hats. If you didn't know that, it may be because nobody wears hats anymore, right? Except cowboys. And what kind of hat a person is wearing, it probably isn't that important to a cow, right?
WBCS, afternoons with Art Roberts.
WBCS AM and FM Milwaukee, this is Art Roberts, and we're just moments away from drawing the first name on another great Thursday giveaway. WBCS, it's me that's knocking. Art Roberts at 303. I'm knocking on your door because once again we have a WBCS and Kohl's Food Store's great Thursday giveaway ready to take progress. And we have some marvelous prizes for today. We're going to have a $100 gift certificates from Kohl's Food Stores. I have 2 of those. Voigtlander pocket camera. It's complete with a flash. That's a neat little thing. I'll tell you about that later. And also, the trip for 2 to Acapulco, Mexico. WBCS, Johnny Lee. Be there for me, baby. Be there. WBCS, Art Roberts, 3:21 is our time on the 20th of May. Let's check our calendar and see some of the interesting things that happened on this date. On this very day, the first automobile driver arrested for speeding was Jacob German of New York City. He was booked and jailed on this day in 1899 for driving at the breakneck speed of 12 miles per hour. This is such a good song. It's Dave and Sugar. Tear Time on WBCS. WBCS and Mel McDaniel, Take Me to the Country. And one of my favorite songs of the week, Lee Greenwood, Ring on Her Finger, Time on Her Hands on WBCS. Love it.
Evenings with Brian Kelly. WBCS Charlie Pride, and I don't think she is in love anymore. Kind of wondering why I saw my wedding ring at the pawn shop this morning. WBCS. Brian Kelly with you tonight. This song written for Waylon Jennings and his lovely and gorgeous wife, Jessie Coulter. Done by Stevie Nicks and Don Henley. Called Leather and Lace. 9:55 with Brian Kelly. Always get requests for Elvis songs. And tonight I thought I'd play one of the slower, easy-going Presley songs. Simple little ballad that, well, you even catch Grandma and Grandpa humming to it every now and then.
You ain't nothing but
WBCS Rednecks Drinking Wine on Sunday can only be found in a town called
Bill, touch your country in the city.
WBCS FM Milwaukee. 10 o'clock with Brian Kelly and Linda Ronstadt. WBCS. Kansas City beats the Brew Crew tonight, 3-2. Ron Taylor will have a complete report on that and all the other sports stuff at 11:25 tonight. T.G. Shepard, this is Finally on WBCS. WBCS with Milwaukee's only radio soap opera, Another Hospital. Mitch Morgan brings it to you tomorrow morning at 10:35. WBCS overnights with Ty Bell.
WBCS, your Milwaukee Money Man station. Turn it up and write it down for double cash. Hello.
Jazzercise. It's exercising with the music and stuff, huh? Yeah, there's something new I was reading a book about today. Aerobic housework.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they have music that you wash dishes and things by, you see?
Oh.
And for enough money, I think it's for $449.95, they'll sell you a vacuum cleaner with an AM/FM radio and a tape deck on it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Going on a picnic tomorrow, are you?
Yeah.
Are you going to meet the ants there, or are you taking your own?
Well, you asked me if the ants were coming or if I was taking my own.
Uh-huh.
I'm not worried about the ants. I'm just worried about the uncles getting there.
WBCS, if you want to get to heaven, you got to take a left at Waukesha. Bill Bounty, James Taylor, Jennifer Warrens. Never gonna look back. Something might be gaining on me. FM 103. WBCS. Eddie Rabbit, I don't know where to start. On FM 103. WBCS 250 Ty Bell. I was talking to a lady a while ago about how everybody's all upset because the governor who did such a fine job here for many years isn't running again. And I figure, well, why mess around with this governor stuff? I mean, let's go all the way. Let's elect a king, you know? And since nobody has applied for the position thus far, I'll be happy to fill in till you elect one. And since most people are upset that political figures, you know, don't do what they promise to do, I'm telling you up front, promise you absolutely nothing. I'm taking all the bribes.
The WBCS Money Man hits the streets and comes back with winners.
Can I have your name, please?
I'm Lisa Ferrante.
Lisa, do you know who I am?
You're the BCS Money Man.
What does the WBCS Money Man do?
He comes around very nicely and gives out $50 bills because he'd like us to listen to WBCS.
Do you know how to get $100 from the WBCS Money Man?
If I have WBCS written down, and I do.
Where do you have WBCS written down?
Right in front of everybody on my cash register.
What are you going to do with the $100 you won tonight?
I have about 120 Dominican high school graduates out in the restaurant eating free pizza. This is going to go toward paying for the party.
What's your favorite radio station?
WBCS!